Clerk, confirm whether we have quorum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. There is quorum in the House.
Okay. Thank you, Chief Whip. Inform the Berliner to stop, please. Chief Whip, you've done a wonderful job by making sure that we have a quorum in shortest time possible. Clerk, proceed to give the orders of the day.
Orders of the day. Tuesday, 20th August, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Order of business. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Proceed to the next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Proceed to the next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Proceed.
Order number 4, petitions.
Proceed to the next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Proceed to the next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable Bilino, the MCA for West Kamadak, you have a notice to give. Please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give a notice of the following motion. Aware of the provisions of Article 174 F of the Constitution of Kenya, which provides that one of the objects of the devolution of government is to promote social and economic development and the provision of proximate and easily accessible services throughout Kenya. Further aware that this disaster preparedness refers to measures taken to prepare for and reduce the effects of disasters. That is, to predict and where possible, prevent them, mitigate their impact on vulnerable populations, and respond to and effectively cope with the consequences. Recognizing that disaster preparedness is a continuous and integrated process resulting from a wide range of activities and resources rather than from a distinct sectoral activity by itself, it requires the contributions of many different areas ranging from training and logistics to institutional development. Concerned that there have been several incidences of fire in various municipalities and towns across Omabay County with very slow responses occasioned by lack of enough firefighting machines. Further concerned that there are only 2 firefighting machines, all stationed at Omabay municipality. Yet there are 4 other municipalities and several towns within Omabay County that are in dire need of firefighting machines, which are vital in disaster preparedness, especially in helping to minimize losses when there is fire inferno. Noting that there is a county legislation on disaster management that need to be fully operationalized by the relevant department. Now, therefore, this House resolves to urge the Department of Governance, Administration, Communication and Devolution to budget for and purchase enough fighting machines to be stationed in all 5 municipalities and other towns within Omabay County to help in minimizing losses in case of an unexpected fire inferno. I beg to give a notice.
Well done, Bill. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Proceed to the next order.
Order number 8, motion. The need for disaster preparedness in all the municipalities within Homa Bay County.
Honorable Noah, the floor is yours.
Thank you once again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following motion. Aware of the provision of Article 174, subsection F of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, which provides that one of the objects of the devolution of government is to promote social and economic development and the provision of proximate and easily accessible services throughout Kenya. Further aware that disaster preparedness refers to measures taken to prepare for and reduce the effects of disasters. That is, to predict and, where possible, prevent them, mitigate their impact on vulnerable populations, and respond to and effectively cope with their consequences. Recognizing that disaster preparedness is a continuous and integrated process resulting from a wide range of activities and resources rather than from a distinct sectoral activity by itself, it requires the contributions of many different areas ranging from training and logistics to institutional development. Concerned that there have been several incidences of fire or of fire inferno in various municipalities and towns across Homa Bay County with very low responses occasioned by lack of enough firefighting machines. Further concerned that there are only 2 firefighting machines, all stationed at Homa Bay municipality, yet there are 4 other municipalities and several towns within Homa Bay County that are in dire need of firefighting machines, which are vital in disaster preparedness, especially in helping to minimize losses when there is fire inferno. Noting that there is a county legislation on disaster management that need to be fully operationalized by the relevant department. Now, therefore, this House resolves to add the Department of Governance, Administration, Communication and Devolution to budget for and purchase enough firefighting machines to be stationed in all fire municipalities and other towns within Homa Bay County to help in minimizing losses in cases of unexpected fire infernos. I beg to move. Allow me, with due respect, call my seconder, who is Honorable Pauline.
You do want to expound on it a bit, or I just call the seconder? Okay. Honorable Pauline Omogi.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwanza kabisa wacha nimshukuru Mheshimiwa Billy Noah kwa kuleta hoja nzuri mbele yetu. Kulingana na janga la moto katika jimbo letu la ugatuzi la Homa Bay, ni lazima tulizingatie kwa manani sana. Kwa kuwa iwapo janga la moto limetokezea katika eneo bunge lingine, tunajua vizuri ya kuwa kuna eneo bunge ambazo zimewekwa katika hali ya manispaa, na hizo manispaa hakuna mashine nzuri za kuzima moto. Iwapo janga la moto limetokezea, tunaweza patwa na ajali ama hasara kubwa sana, kwa kuwa hatuna mashine nzuri za kuzima moto. Na liunga mkono ili wale ambao wanahusika katika idara ya kuzima moto waweze kununua mashine iwapo tutapatwa na janga la moto, waweze kukimbia kwa haraka sana ili waweze kusaidia wale ambao wamepatwa na hilo ajali. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na liunga mkono.
Thank you. Honorable members, Honorable Billy Noah, the MC for West Kamagak, having moved the motion and ably seconded by Honorable Pauline Omogi, the special elected member, I therefore propose the question, which is that this House resolves to urge the Department of Governance, Administration, Communication and Devolution to budget for and purchase enough firefighting machines to be stationed in all the 5 municipalities and urban Homa Bay County to help in minimizing losses in case of unexpected fire inferno. The question is proposed. Honorable Daniel Odongo, the MCA for West North Karachuani Ward.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity also to contribute on the motion that is by one Honorable Billy. Mr. Speaker, we understand the reason as to why this motion is before us today. We realize we have municipalities, and these municipalities were done to spur the development of this county. Mr. Speaker, there are 5 in number, and actually each and every municipality would be in a better position to fight these disaster problems if given opportunity to possess a machine. And that is why it is important that the mover has indicated that each and every municipality to have one. The reason as to why I'm supporting this motion, Mr. Speaker, just recently in Nairobi, lack of preparedness made the Homa Bay, the Nairobi County to lose a lot of money, a lot of goods, and even life, Mr. Speaker, in toy market. And it caused a lot of embarrassment to the governor. You can remember the public decided to stone the governor when he went there to inspect what has happened. Mr. Speaker, I want us to be in a county whereby we act fast, not waiting until something goes out of hand. Mr. Speaker, the firefighting machines comes with a lot of values. You realize that the people operating these machines will be trained people. They will be trained people whereby if they go to correct or to put off fire, you will find they do it professionally. In Nairobi, some of those who lost their life, somebody went there just to go and help another person, not taking care of the direction of where the fire is coming from. But immediately they went in to help others. They also caught up in that scenario, and they lost their life. Mr. Speaker, this motion is timely that Homa Bay County also should plan well so that we get these machines in all the municipality. These municipalities are very major towns within Homa Bay County, and anybody or any person who would wish to bring this county government down, a serious arsonist, you will realize that it can open fire in Uyugis municipality. It also opens one in Mviwa, the other one Homa Bay, the other one Kindu Bay, and the other one in Beta at the same time. And take a situation or a scenario we are in Homa Bay at the moment with these 2 machines. It can't help that kind of a situation. That is why it is important that if we want to develop ourselves, let us be prepared for all these disasters. Let us not wait until our people get banned, and that is when we'll be running up and down uncontrollably, running to go and help them. That one will be too late. I would therefore call upon this House today, explaining very well that the motion before us very, very important. And it is a motion, Mr. Speaker, that when passed, or when a resolution is made, the department should be consulted very steadily to enhance this machine. I know it is something that has got budgetary implication, but we would implore that at least they do something on this so that all these municipalities at least have something that will help us reduce any fire costs in our areas. And otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Odongo. You've nailed the point. Deputy Leader Majority, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to take this time to thank Honorable Billy and his seconder for the good motion that they brought before the House. Honorable Speaker, the saddest thing, or the kind of saddest death that one would see and leave you traumatized is somebody dying in fire. It's so painful and really traumatizing. I want to say that we wouldn't like to see what happened in Nairobi and what has even happened in Homa Bay here before happening again. At least when an incident of that kind happens, it should awaken us. And people should be very much alert that such an incident does not happen again in a county like Homa Bay. Just like my former speaker has said, what we saw in Nairobi at Toy Market was quite disgusting and really devastating. Somebody just heard that his sister's goods were set ablaze. He was going to at least try to rescue it. What happened? He died, the sister also died, and that was quite traumatizing. And in fact, it was just because of lack of preparedness. Had Nairobi County made at least some kind of moves to rescue those people, they wouldn't have died like that. So I want to say that Homa Bay County should also watch out and think of at least trying to buy firefighting machines and place them in our various congested centers. Don't only mention places like Ndiwa, Mbita, Uyugis and Kindu. Why don't you think about Rodi? Rodi is highly congested, and in fact, when you go to Rodi at night, you will realize that it operates 24 hours. When you come to Homa Bay at night around 3 in the night, around 9, you will realize that people have gone back to their houses, and that is the time business begins at Rodi. So I want to encourage us that when we are thinking of these big towns that we think are big, realize that Rodi is even much bigger than them. I want to say that when we are thinking of fire, we don't only think of these towns or these municipalities. Let us even think of our homes. If a blaze starts in my house, who is supposed to rush and come and help me? It is the county government. So the county government should think of each and every person, whether you are living in a town, whether you are living within the municipality, whether you are living where, you are a problem of that particular government. So the government should think of buying as many firefighting machines as possible so that we are safe. And just when I was beginning, I said that it is really painful when you see, or when you see a house burning with people inside. Quite traumatizing. So I want to say that this house should really think deeply and encourage the county government, and also that the committee on disaster think about that and ensure that before this assembly is dissolved, there is another new firefighting machine that is brought to the county. Otherwise, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Well done, Deputy Leader Majority. At least you've thought of Rodi Kopany. What about Rodi? Honorable Florence Ouma.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, on the same note that my colleagues are debating, congratulate Honorable Billy that there couldn't have been a better time to bring this. And we really thank God that this crossed your mind. Honorable Speaker, when I was growing up, I was, one of the taboos that I was told existed is someone burning a house. Actually, and then I grew to be told that a taboo, it was said to be a taboo because of the, the implications that it comes with. The implications that burning a house comes with is the trauma which gets the people around that. And Honorable Speaker.
Just 1 minute, Honorable Florence. What is it, Honorable Peter Nyakomita? Yes, please proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I'm standing understanding order number 87. I've just heard my colleague, senior member, Honorable Florence, saying that since he was growing up, when you are growing up. So I wanted to understand, has she stopped growing, Honorable Speaker, so that we understand?
Thank you. Honorable Florence, I think I said one thing. Answer that and proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I had since then stopped growing my teeth. I had since then stopped growing in terms of height and several other issues. So that is what I was referring to, Honorable Speaker.
I believe is informed accordingly. Please proceed.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Now, just as I was saying, Honorable Speaker, a burning of a house comes with some kind of trauma. And not only to those who are, actually, when a building burns, it affects directly every other person, not just the occupants of that building. So, Honorable Speaker, it is high time that this burning, the infernos are controlled, because they interfere with the mental health even of the citizens or the people around there. Honorable Speaker, there are certain things that can never be compensated. Things like life. Things like, actually, even if someone were to value a building, let me say a business building, there is no value that can go up to the last cent. So so burning usually comes with a very, very huge loss, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, that is why I really tell Honorable Billy that hats off for him. Honorable Speaker, the reason why we have municipalities is because of the increase of population that we have. And the higher the population, the higher the chances of these infernos spreading wider than imagined. Honorable Speaker, we have 5 municipalities, as has been stipulated well by Honorable Billy. And it is very key that these municipalities each have at least, not even one, at least 2, because of the kind of population. You see, the best that such incidences are stopped. Honorable Speaker, we find that people may create alarm when the smoke starts coming out. But because of these vehicles or these machines are far away, let me say that maybe it could have gone to Ndiwa and was saving a situation, then there is an incident in Kindube. Honorable Speaker, chances of saving such a situation is very limited, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, I agree that it is high time we budgeted for these machines so that each and every municipality could have. Actually, each and every market should be having a firefighting machine, so that just in case, not only in municipalities, just as has been reiterated by my very senior Honorable Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Monoflorita, that these things should go to each and every doorstep, so that just in case there is anything. But other than the firefighting machines, Honorable Speaker, we also need to get these people, the disaster managers, to be in every ward, so that just in case of anything, then alert could be sent in good time, so that we avoid huge losses and most of all, even lives. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well done, Honorable Florence. Honorable Eric Owidi, I saw your buzzer, and I'm seeing the one for Victor. I'm seeing Walter Dongo struggling. In that order, I'll give you the opportunities.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity for me also to contribute on what is being discussed on the floor. This is a very important motion, Honorable Speaker, as it seeks to equip the Department of Disaster with enough equipment so that in case of disaster, they are able to respond effectively. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the way which people are living in these centers, the population in these centers are really growing. And therefore, if we can really consider having at least a firefighting machine in each and every municipality, I think the department will be able to respond in case of any disaster, timely response. Because again, if you want to respond when it is late, you might not be able to save life or even to save the property. Therefore, I support this motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well done. Honorable Victor Abuya.
Thank you indeed, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to also support my colleague, Honorable Billy, for bringing this important motion, Mr. Speaker. Last week, we lost a whole beach in Karachuonyo. Door Beach was raised down almost to a totality. Mr. Speaker, what if we had a fire engine in Kindu Bay in our municipality? What if? 2 months ago, a member of my ward staff, a Mr. Ochieng, got burnt in his house. The whole house was raised down. And he received class 2 burns. He has lost the pigment of his flesh. He has taken 2 months. We just discharged him on Saturday from the referral hospital. So, Speaker, nothing was saved. Everything, including slippers, sandals. What if we had a fire engine in our municipality? I believe at least something would have been saved. There are 4 aspects, Mr. Speaker, in disaster preparedness and response. There is the aspect of mitigation, then there is preparedness, there is response, and finally recovery. Mr. Speaker, what are the measures that are put down by the fire department to mitigate fire issues in the county, the whole county? I know there is a toll-free number, but are the people even aware there is a toll-free number to call whenever there is a fire outbreak? Do they even know? Have they been sensitized to know that there is a toll-free number? Whose responsibility is it, Mr. Speaker? Then the preparedness part. How can we talk of preparedness when we don't have enough fire engines? Our municipalities are not equipped. Then it's a statement. We can attest that we are not prepared for fire situations, Mr. Speaker. We are not as a county. I've never seen a single fire drill. I don't even know whether they understand what a drill is, the fire department. I've never witnessed a fire drill in this county. I'm a resident of Omabay County and I live in this county for a long time, even before I became an MCA. I've never witnessed a fire drill anywhere, even in this assembly. In fact, Mr. Speaker, it is good we should organize a fire drill here. to show seriousness and to show leadership. The fire department should organize a drill in all our municipalities to let the people be aware of what fire situations and how they should be handled. Mr. Speaker, as a house, we should also ask ourselves the role we play. We make the budget and we appropriate. We should go further and allocate money, enough money to the department to enable them to buy fire engines. Because without money, they will not do much. But indeed, I'm in concurrence with Honorable Billy that our department concerned with disaster and fire, for this matter, must be proactive. They must show that they are up to task. Are they, how trained are they? We should audit as an assembly the department. Do we have enough personnel? How trained are they? Are there paramedics? I've visited, I see it in the disaster committee, fortunately. I've visited the department. But there are no paramedics in that department, Mr. Speaker. How do you respond to a fire situation without a paramedic? So I think as an assembly, we should do much in making sure that our department, and not only that one, all the departments are well equipped to serve the people when called upon. We must insist that all our municipalities are equipped with fire engines, with able and trained personnel to help our people when fire strikes. Thank you indeed, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Victor. Honorable Walter Dongo, the MCA for Kaboj South Pala. Allow him to request, I've seen the buzzer for, is that Dr. Kochola or Honorable Nyangi and Owaka? Okay, yeah. I'll allow him to request.
Thank you. It's very hot.
You come from Kaboj and I don't know why it's not turning red.
That's good for the day.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the motion and say thank you to Honorable Billy for having thought about this. I think as a county, as much as we are talking about fire, I think there are three basic principles for any fire to occur. That is, for any fire there must be fuel, there must be oxygen, and then there must be temperature. And by and large, when we are talking about firefighting, or when we are talking about managing fires, and what traditionally we do, why it's prudent that we have these firefighting machines, is that we try as much as possible to deprive the fire of the oxygen and temperature. That's basically what we have in the firefighting equipment and machines. Now, Mr. Speaker, looking at what we have, if as a county we are talking about 2 firefighting machines, and looking at our population, which is approximately 1.3 million, and sitting on over 170 kilometer, 1,700 kilometers square land, and we're talking about 2 firefighting machines. Mr. Speaker, I think this was a mockery on ourselves, and it's no better time to bring and have this motion discussed in this assembly. I come from Kaboj South, representing the people of Kabosh South. The other day, there was a fire inferno in my ward, and that was a small, our city is known as Pala Koguta, and that small city of mine, there was a fire inferno, and a number of families were affected. From Pala, the town center, to Ndewa, which is where we have the municipality, is over 20 kilometers. The roads are not as good as one would expect, because I think it's in my ward that there is no iota of tarmac road or bitumen road. Now you can imagine with the rough roads, even if we are talking about municipalities, and I want to thank Billy for bringing this motion, but how I wished we would expand and say that as much as we have 5 municipalities, fires do not only occur within municipalities. If we are purchasing equipment for the municipalities, then it would be prudent again to have a few on standby that my people, should there be a fire, can also benefit. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I want to bring it on board that we are talking about the firefighting equipment. Do we have the personnel? Do we have the know-how? So as the department brings their budget, I would pray that they also factor in those. And above all, for example, right now we have challenges even with the machines that were bought to the road department. Occasionally they break down. Occasionally they cannot travel because of fuel or other logistics. It would also be good that these are all factored. As much as we think about the purchasing of the physical equipment, let's also think about the logistics and maintenance of these machines and equipment. Otherwise, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to say I support this motion fully and hope that it will see the light of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Honorable Walter. Honorable Dr. Kochola.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me say from the onset that I support this motion by Honorable Billy, but I also just want to add a little bit more to what my colleagues have stated. One way of looking at disaster is looking at the issues around prevention, and through the whole cycle of mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. But I also think that the fire department cannot work in isolation. We have to think about the road network that we have to the various municipalities. We have to think about the issue of adequate water supply to the municipalities. And we also have to look at some fire stations that we need to have in the county. And we have to look very much at the team that is going to do the firefighting, among other disaster issues. We could buy a whole lot of fire engines for all the municipalities, but what about the maintenance of that? Of those fire engines. So we must look at the whole spectrum of purchase, training, and then the maintenance of the equipment. I think the other issues have been raised by the other members, and I will not go into those. But I think, Honorable Speaker, the issue of maintenance of the fire engines is so critical, because even the 2 that we have, they hardly run for a whole year. They sometimes run for 2-3 months, then they are broken down again. So that is my contribution, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Well done, Chair Disaster. Honorable Nicholas Waka. Honorable Waka, I know you were really touched on this because you had a disaster next to your home 2 days ago.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank you for accepting that I also add my voice on this. Honorable Speaker, also allow me to sincerely thank my colleague, Speaker, panelist, Honorable Obi, for bringing this forth. Honorable Speaker, just you rightly put it that only 2 days ago, I had a neighbor who lost a child who actually was drawn in one of the pit just next to Boro pit that was used for purposes of getting maram just next to my home, and we lost an 8-year-old boy. I want to tell you that even the disaster department managed to reach there after after 2 hours. But even when they came, you look at them with reflectors, jackets, just you get mesmerized with the kind of job they want to do. But I also want to thank the leader of majority, because he works with experts. And one of the experts from the team of leader of majority managed to help us retrieve the body from that pit. I called that guy an expert in diving. Honorable Speaker, to be very honest, Billy, this is a call that is timely. We only have 2 machines, firefighting machines, and if you look at them, when I checked last, one of them actually came as a result of a donation. But when my colleague, Honorable Kolela Victor Obuya, was giving his submission, Honorable Speaker, he alluded to the fact that we are not probably doing our role right. But I want to believe that the department that is concerned must come up with a proposal. Then it is our sole responsibility to ensure that what they have proposed is actualized when we are approving the budget. We've never seen that, Honorable Speaker. That makes me wonder whether they know exactly what they are supposed to do. And that is not an insult. I believe that the department that is dealing with disaster needs to get their priority right in terms of budgeting. Then this Honorable House would actually approve that if the request is placed before it. Honorable Speaker, I also want to call upon the department that is in charge of planning, that as we go look for these firefighting machines, there are some of our towns that if in any case they experience fire outbreak, then accessibility becomes a problem because of crowding in the town centers. Some of the roads that were left that could have actually lead to easy access to other buildings have been grabbed and are actually used to erect plots or buildings, which act as hindrance when it comes to fire rescue. I believe that also needs to be taken into account. But I strongly want to support this motion in totality because it is timely. But again, as we go for the supplementary one, I believe we are going to see the department taking into account, making a proposal to purchase a firefighting machine, even if it is not many. Only one would add to the 2 that we have. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Waka. Honorable Commissioner Joan Ogada. I've also seen Honorable Nyangi. Yeah, in that order, please.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, I've been struggling. Thank you so much. Honorable Speaker, I want to support the motion. Honorable Speaker, it is timely. A lot have been said by my colleagues. Honorable Speaker, I just want to say that it is timely that the department prioritize its duties or its roles, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have several disasters. but specifically fire. Honorable Speaker, when there is a fire outbreak or when there is a fire in a town or in a house, you realize that, Honorable Speaker, mostly children, women, and people with disabilities suffer. Because mostly in the houses, you'll find that women are always in the house, and mostly children are in the house, Honorable Speaker. People with disability don't even move, and they are grossly affected, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, it's important that the department to be proactive.
Commissioner
So that,
Ogada.
Yes.
Are you saying that men do not stay in their houses?
Honorable Speaker, they stay, but Honorable Speaker, you know, men are social animals. And Honorable Speaker, they are usually out most of the time. So when we are waiting for them so that we can in quote, chemusha for them food, when they are out socializing, Honorable Speaker, then Honorable Speaker, we are in the house. Most of the disasters, research has shown that women, children, and people with disability are affected, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to say that we have a policy, and as a house, in the last assembly, we used to budget with 1%. So, Honorable Speaker, it's important that they prioritize. Honorable Speaker, when there is fire, Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Ongoro? Honorable Gada, just assume your seat. Be an answered, Honorable Ongoro. What is it?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I've heard Commissioner John insinuating that men are social beings. I want to, social animals, Honorable Speaker. I want to know when men are socializing, they are socializing with alone or they are socializing with ladies, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, thank you.
Honorable Ogada, you are challenged. Explain further, please.
Honorable Speaker, I've said that research has shown that men are social animals. But Honorable Speaker, you realize that these things vary. When you go to rural places, Honorable Speaker, you will find that most women will be in the house. Go to urban areas, Honorable Speaker. For example, even when we go to Kisumu, Honorable Speaker, the same Honorable Jeff Ongoro will be staying somewhere up to very late, while Dr. Kochola, after finishing, Honorable Speaker, Dr. Kochola will be leaving, going home. That is practical, Honorable Speaker. Dr. Kochola is a lady, Honorable Jeff is a man. And Honorable Speaker, that is very evident.
Allow Commissioner Ogada to explain. Don't cut him short.
I'm a witness, Honorable Speaker, and that is very true. So, Honorable Speaker, as ladies, we will always, except for few, but most of us will always rush home. Even right now when we finish, most of us will go home. But some of these are our honorable men, because they are social, and that is nature.
I think you have explained that point very clearly.
Thank you so much. So, Honorable Speaker, please protect me. Honorable Speaker, protect me, I land.
Yeah, please. Honorable Ongoro, I think you have explained, Honorable Gada has explained this very well.
Thank you so much,
Honorable Speaker. I decline your further interruption, please.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we need experts and we need current machines. Honorable Speaker, you realize that these machines keep on changing because of technology.
What is out of order, Commissioner Ouma?
Honorable Speaker, is it in order for Commissioner Joan to say that she's a witness seeing men stay out? As she's witnessing, where is she at that point? Where is she, and is she a man to have witnessed that? Thank you. May I know?
Honorable Ogada, I think you need to reframe your statements, because you are now also attracting the wrath of fellow women. Please.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you are dispensed with this issue. But Honorable Speaker, I said, except for some few.
So you are part of the few?
I'm part of few, Honorable
Okay.
Speaker.
Okay.
Yes, I'm part of few. Because, Honorable Speaker, You know, I have to kachera around in court and stay with this honorable man so that Honorable Speaker, things can go on well, Honorable Speaker. Thank you so much. Honorable Speaker, allow me to say that the department needs to be very proactive. So that, Honorable Speaker, when we have fire incidences, Honorable Speaker, it is very painful when you are a young girl being born without any deformity on a man. Then you get fire, you get burnt, you get deformed. When you go to a hospital or when you are in school and then you are burnt all over, Honorable Speaker, it's attracting attention. Everybody is asking you what happened. So, Honorable Speaker, deformity caused by fire, death caused by fire, very, very painful, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, and even property. Honorable Speaker, each and every time we get news, fire in a ward, fire in a ward. Yet we have experts who are earning from this county, Honorable Speaker. Yet we have the machines which should be available and accessible, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I know that we have a director in that department, we have staffs in that department, but I want to say, Honorable Speaker, could be they are not capacity built, because at times the fire extinguisher can come to a place to rescue the disaster, even after the people around have even rescued the situation. I can recall there was a time when a fire extinguisher went to Ringa Boys, when Ringa Boys was burnt twice from this county. Honorable Speaker, by the time it reached Ringa Boys, the students and the community had struggled to get water and rescue the situation. So when they came, they wasted fuel, and the community had already rescued the situation. I want to say accessibility is very important. I also want to say special plans for these our municipalities and our urban centers, so that, Honorable Speaker, when the fire extinguisher comes, it is able to access the areas where the disaster is, Honorable Speaker. Finally, Honorable Speaker, I want to challenge the department, just the way Honorable Walker said, that when they will be presenting their budget, the committee on budget and all of us, let us be very keen. If they don't prioritize disasters, not only on fire, even on floods, we really need, even on lightning, we really need to put a lot of efforts on issues disaster. This committee on disaster should look into it, because when disaster occurs, Honorable Speaker, lives are lost. Properties are damaged, properties are lost, people are deformed, Honorable Speaker. We really need it as a county to avoid such deaths, Honorable Speaker, because the people who die are our voters, and those people gave us mandate to protect them, Honorable Speaker. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I want to support this motion that the Committee on Disaster needs to be very proactive on this issue, and the department. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Gada. Honorable Senior Member Jalanyangi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a very good motion that I want to support, and also as a member of disaster committee. Mr. Speaker, fire outbreak is one of the unfortunate consequences that needs to be dealt with forthwith, and therefore it's good to support. Mr. Speaker, a number of good motions have been debated and passed in this House. I will just request through your leadership that we see a way of which through most of them can be implemented. When we come here and waste a lot of time debating and nothing is done, then it's like you are wasting time. And I will request the office that we are in our second year, if maybe you can have like, let me call it like a table to see how many motions have been debated in this House and how many of them have been implemented, and I think that one will be able now to move forward. Mr. Speaker, I think that most of the questions disturbing us here will be answered by the department, and I would suggest that the department need to be summoned to this House so that they answer some of these things. Mr. Speaker, some of us, a member talked of road access. We might be having fire extinguisher, but if the road access is very poor, then nothing can be done. Like when we talk even in Homa Bay town, like a place like Sauriako, where this is overpopulated. So even in case there's fire outbreak there, then accessibility
will be a problem. So disaster is cutting across different departments, and I think also we need to discuss this with our counterpart, the road department, to see how they can make our roads for accessibility. Mr. Speaker, there's what we call the water points. I wonder if when we have the water points within Homa Bay County to be used by the fire extinguishers, and even at the assembly. And Mr. Speaker, after the plenary, I'm seeing even one of the fire extinguishers put at the door. After the plenary will allow me to just go and test if it is working. I doubt if that thing is working there. Some of them have just been put there, but they're not working. But you will allow me after the plenary to go and test it if it is working, so that we see, even if all of us are also even safe within the assembly, Mr. Speaker.
Do you have the expertise on Williani?
Mr. Speaker, I'm an expert, okay, because I also have some in my home.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, I've talked about the water points. Mr. Speaker, there's a training that needs to be done to the department. The training that needs to be done to the department. As we talk, we don't know whether the department, we have personnel who are trained to deal with fire outbreak. So I think when we summon the department, I think they will be able now to ventilate on that. Mr. Speaker, there's what we call the fire stations. I don't know whether you have the fire stations within Homa Bay, but I've just been seeing them parked somewhere, and that's not a fire station. We must be having fire stations in Homa Bay in all those municipalities. So that is something that I think also the department need to look into. Mr. Speaker, Honorable John talked of spatial planning. That is very key. That is very key. That's why I said that disaster is cutting across nearly in all departments. So spatial planning is very key in this hour, both big towns and also in small towns. So I think this is something that we need to discuss to see the way forward. Mr. Speaker, last but not least, do we really have the policy? I heard one of the members talking about the policy, but I doubt if we really have policy touching on disaster. So these are some of the things that we need to look at the assembly to make sure that everything is done as per the standard that is required. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Yangi. Honorable Samuel Yeta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to add my voice to the most noble motion brought in by an honorable member. And as I put it also, because this motion, what we discussed today, is going to contribute much to the strength and the flesh of building what the honorable member was putting up. And let me add, I actually got a contribution from an honorable member from Wang Ching, who actually cited an incident, actually an accident in my ward, which is called Doho Beach. In the incident, it is imperative to note that it is not the fire department that came to rescue the beach, but it is the local fire extinguishers that helped the beach. And these are these small machines that you call pumps with pipes connected to the lake. It is very fortunate that the beach is very close to the lake, and they rescued. But what I noted when I arrived there, when the fire was still there, is that the residents do not know how to handle what type of fire. If this fire was brought up by a petrol that has blown, and the residents attack it with water, then it means you are spreading the fire. And that brings in my point. Many of the members have contributed that the department needs to be trained. But how does the training that the department has transcend to the citizens who actually are first-hand, the neighbors who are first-hand to actually help rescue the disaster, to actually help reduce the impact of the disaster? We need to have our staff trained, but as much as they are trained, they need to transfer this training to the locals, especially the major institutions like towns, beaches, schools, mostly, because it is they are also inheriting what we are giving them as institutions, as young people. I'm happy that the governor that we have has a policy that she is people-centered. She goes very far to various places to visit places. But it is imperative to note that the disaster department have an opportunity to train people where the governor is gathered. and that is part of training people. This can be used by the department, the gatherings by the governor, that before she arrives, there is maybe a 20 or 30 minutes a pre-session instead of those small entertainments where people are drilled, like Honorable Victor Okoth had said, that people need to be drilled on how to handle fires, how to handle carbon monoxide generated from fire, how to handle petrol that is actually burning a place, how to handle electricity that has caused a fire. This training is very important and key. But on preparedness, Mr. Speaker, I know I will move around the assembly, but if I find one cannon, water cannon, then it will be the only one. If I move around to a building like Twin Towers, I would never find a water cannon. What is the fire department or the disaster department doing to work with the works department so that they ensure that every structure that is brought up in Homa Bay as a county, there are provisions for firefighting machines or gadgets? Because very rarely are we able to budget with the kind of budget we have with the CAPS. Are we able to budget for purchase of a firefighting machine that will be enough for all the sections? So we need to prepare as a county. We need to prepare as individual owners. We need to prepare as business society so that we have these gadgets. It is put in law that before your plan is approved, you have to show that you are able to fight a fire in your building before the fire department comes in. So that is one bit that I would want to actually put up so that as you make your decision on which committee to handle this, they put this in place also in writing, and they ensure that the department implements everything that has come out of this small debate that we have. Thank you, and I support.
Well done, Honorable Samuel Leiter. Is there any other buzzer? If there's none, allow me to invite the mover, Honorable Billy Noah, to maybe say something in response or in reply.
Thank you once again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if I am to reply or if I am to say anything, then I would be repeating or stressing on the points that honorable members, all the speakers have said, and I don't want to go that way. I just want to first of all say thank you to all the members that have contributed to this positively, because disaster cuts across all the wards, and more so Honorable from Wangching, Victor. I think whatever he has touched on is really important, and as we urge this house, the department to work on this, then they should also check on whatever the members have said. Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank the Assembly Department of Communication, because as I was coming to move this motion, I want to report to this house that disaster, fire inferno has occurred in Oyugis twice. One was last year, and that was Oyugis Market. The other one was 2 months ago. And our people are so concerned because it happened, there was no fire extinguisher. They have never seen anybody from the fire department, even the people who are serving in that department at the sub-county level. So, as Odongo said, Honorable Odongo, I also did not go there because I feared being lynched, because they think that, and they know that we represent them in this house, and we are doing nothing. So, when I was coming to move this, I shared with the victims of that fire, and since Department of Communication, which I'm thanking, were able to share the link on the proceedings on YouTube, there's a member who has just sent me, a member of the public, a victim, has just sent me a message that thank you, at least now we are seeing what the House, the Assembly is doing, and is thanking me. So I want to thank this thank you. Let me take it to the Department of Communication for doing this. Continue doing this because it is exposing this House to the public positively. Honorable Speaker, I won't go much into this, but just say I'm thanking the House too for contributing. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Billy North. Honorable members, now that members have deliberated on this motion, I therefore put the question, which is that this House resolved to urge the Department of Governance, Administration and Communication and Devolution to budget for and purchase enough firefighting machines to be stationed in all the 5 municipalities and other towns, including small ones like Rodi, within Homa Bay County, to help in minimizing losses in case of unexpected fire in Fano. Will as many of the civil opinion say aye? Will as many of the court of opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honourable members, this House stands adjourned to Wednesday, the 21st of August 2024 at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.